Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Exotic Astrology. And today is the most auspicious day of Ganesh Chaturthi. And some of you had requested me to make a short video on Ganesh ji and his activities. His activities are very vast, and his personality is great, beyond all limitations. And there's one small story which I would like to share. It's not a story actually; it's a big story. So Vyasdev had started writing the Mahabharata. He wanted to write the Mahabharata, but it was very big, and the Mahabharata is it's the biggest poem. It's the biggest book, the biggest literature which is available. It has 1 lakh verses, 100,000 verses. Okay, so it's that huge. And Vyasdev, he's one of the Shaktavesh avatars of Vishnu, and he's a normal living being who is specially empowered by Lord Vishnu to do superhuman activities. And he wanted somebody who can help him in writing this or could write this actually. So then he got the idea of approaching Ganeshji, and Ganesha agreed, but he said, I'm very busy. My only condition is that you cannot stop speaking. You have to speak continuously. Okay. If you stop in between, I will stop writing. So that was the condition which Ganeshji had given. And then Vyasdev said, all right, if that is your condition, then I also have a condition. And what is that? He said, you also, when you are writing, you must understand every shloka. You have to understand the context and the meaning. Only then you can write. Otherwise, your rule will not be valid. So Vyasdev was very intelligent, of course. So then they started writing, and Vyasdev would, he would quote so many shlokas back to back, and Ganeshji would be patiently writing them down, understanding the meaning and the context. But for some time, Vyasdev would think, "What should I speak next?" So then he would speak Kuta shloka in between. Kuta shloka means a shloka which kuta means, very secret. There's some meaning which is totally different from what it seems like actually. Why would he speak these kuta shlokas? So that Ganeshji would pause while writing. He would think, what is the meaning of this shloka, what could be the meaning of this shloka, and only then he would write. So by that time Vyasdev in his mind would think of another, he would compose another 1,000 verses in that time. So once Vyasdev said to Ganeshji that, you know, the next shloka is, once saliva is very auspicious, and there are like four things which Vyasdev mentioned, this is auspicious. Once stool is very auspicious, then and then Ganeshji, when he heard once saliva is auspicious, once stool is very auspicious, so that is a Kuta shloka actually. So if you know what it means, then pause this video and write it down in the comments. Let me see how many of you can answer. So this shloka means that this is a Kuta shloka. This is not what it seems like. Okay, this has a totally different meaning actually. So, for example, the this part of the shloka which says once saliva is very auspicious, it's contradictory because scriptures say the saliva is juta, it's remnant, it's very inauspicious. It is also said if you touch the saliva of a person, you should go and take bath. This is also said sometimes, or at least you should wash your hands properly. So, how is it that once saliva is auspicious? Okay, or how is it that one's stool is auspicious? How is it possible? It is said when one passes stool, one must take bath. That is a mandatory regulation in the scriptures. But how is it that these two are auspicious? But Ganeshji understood what Vyasdev wanted to say, and the meaning of this shloka was that the saliva with of that, that silk worm by which we make the silk cloth, that is considered very auspicious. It is so auspicious that by using that, you can, by using that cloth, you can even go to the crematorium, or you can do pujari worship, worship of the deity. It's very auspicious. Then another part of the shloka also says, once the vomiting is very auspicious. So how is it that vomiting is very auspicious? So that shloka means that, I mean, it's the same shloka. That part means that the honey, actually, the honey is actually the it's like vomit of the honey bee actually, but that is considered very auspicious. So similarly for stool, it is said, when the crow's stool falls in the banyan tree's seed, that germinates and the banyan tree appears, which is a very important tree because the sages meditate in that. So I'm not exactly able to recall. The shloka has four lines. So once vomit is very auspicious, one stool is very auspicious, one saliva is very auspicious, and there's another thing which Vyasdev says is very auspicious. So Ganeshji also wrote, he was thinking and he understood, and he wrote it profusely. And this is how he wrote the entire Mahabharata, and composing of 100,000 verses, which is bigger than the Western classics of Iliad and Odyssey combined. Okay, not individually. If you combine Iliad and Odyssey, it's still much, much, much bigger than that. The Mahabharata alone. Okay, so it is all because of him that we are able to relish the pastimes from the Mahabharata, which has been like a guiding tool for generations to come, actually. Okay, so today, in many parts of India, especially in Maharashtra, there is huge celebration. Many people have sent me their greetings and photos of the worship which they have done from Maharashtra, especially, and some parts of South India also, and some parts of North India, of course. So, thank you very much for your greetings and for sending the photos. I also wish you a very, very, very happy Ganesh Chaturthi festival, and many of you have also sent me your photos of the special sweets which are made, which is known as modak, actually, which is favorite of Ganesha. And I'm very happy to see the photos, and they look very delicious. Whoever has made, I'm not fortunate enough to be in Maharashtra today. Otherwise, I would have had the opportunity to have them also. But maybe next time if Ganesha wishes. All right. Thank you very much, and have a good remainder of the day. And many of you have been fasting also. Very good to know that. And many, it's a weekend also, so there's large celebration. Maintain social distancing and the norms which the government has set for you, irrespective of which country, state, or district or town you are. And pray to Lord Ganesh so that he can bless you to elevate spiritually. All right, that is the prayer which we should have for him, because he is known as Vignaharta. He's known as the remover of obstacles, one who removes difficulties. From where? From one's spiritual path. Okay, and that is why even in the Vedic tradition, whenever they do some puja or any anushthan, then they will always say, Om Gan Ganpataye Nama. That is the first mantra generally they say. I mean, in most of them, all right. So Ganesha has been blessed by Lord Vishnu to remove the obstacles. So therefore, if today we pray to him to remove the obstacles, two kind of obstacles, one is the external obstacles which we incur in our spiritual journey, and one is the internal obstacles of our inner weaknesses. So if we pray to him to remove all these weaknesses, he will definitely bless us, and we will be able to go ahead in our spiritual journey quite faster, rather than the way we go now with such slow gradual progress. All right, Thank you very much for your wishes and for your photos, and I wish all of you the same. Have a great weekend, and tomorrow I will be releasing the Jupiter transit video into Capricorn in Hindi. All right, stay tuned till then. Bye bye.